Right, so we are going to shape this dough. So it has proved, this one's been sitting for about 6 hours, I think. And you can see it's risen up in the container. Now this dough is enough for 3 loaves. So it might look a bit bigger than yours if you're only making 1 loaf. I've put some flour on the bench here, and I've also got my baskets ready to go, and I've lined them with tea towels and some flour inside them as well so that the dough doesn't stick to the towel. So what I'm going to do is get this dough out. I'm just going to get my scraper and just loosen it up from the side and tip it out onto the bench. And you can see the beautiful gluten structure there. Alright, so I will have to separate this into 3, which will take me a bit longer than it will for you to do 1 loaf. And I'm just going to get all this dough out, and this is where a scraper is really handy. Okay, last bit. Okay, a good baker would probably weigh out the 3 different quantities, but I just go by the look. So I'm going to just cut this into 3 and put that there. Move aside. Now the idea of shaping them is to get them into a tight ball. So we're just going to grab the outside and pull it into the middle, and we're just trying to get some, like I said, some firm and tight dough. So you see I'm just pulling it up, pushing it in until we can't get it any tighter. And I think that's pretty good. And then what I'm going to do is put it down and just pull it towards me. And you can see that as I do that, the dough starts to get tighter. See, it rolls into a nice tight ball, and that's what we want for when it rises, so it will hold its shape. And then I just do a final spin, and then we're going to put the bottom face up and in the basket. All right, we'll do another one. So I'm just going to pull it into the middle. And when I think I've pulled it enough, I'm going to pull it towards me on the bench. You don't want to have too much flour on the bench because then it will just move under the flour. And we don't want to have too much flour going into the dough either, because that's raw flour and this is fermented flour. Okay, I spin it around like that. Make sure I've got enough flour in my hands. Put the bottom up into there. And then what I'll do is just sprinkle a little bit of flour on the bottom again so that it doesn't stick to the tea towel. And then I will just wrap it up. And with that, I can either cook that in about an hour's time, or otherwise I will put it in the fridge overnight and then bake it first thing in the morning.